Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, world. And it is Saturday morning. Man, it's Saturday morning. Hello and good morning, world. And welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast as we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning. And so we thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back, and for the world is a better place in the moment when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in to participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at EMSTP underscore. Again, on IG at EMSTP underscore. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify is the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is June 6, 2026. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. Well, this past week and last night, we saw the NBA Finals between the New York Knicks and San Antonio Spurs. Game one, the New York Knicks was down by 14 in the second half. Came back in a very vicious way and took the game even when the Spurs were up by one with 2 minutes left. And then last night, obviously, another classic battle in which Jalen Brunson closed and Victor Wembanyama, he showed his NBA Finals experience, to say the least, Jamar. And so, as a result, the New York Knicks, they stole both games in San Antonio, pretty much taking the heart out of this team, looks like. But, I mean, it's an early series. I mean, we remember Milwaukee and Phoenix. Phoenix was up 2-0 on that series. Mikal Bridges was actually on that team in Phoenix too, Jamar. And the Milwaukee Bucks end up coming back and winning that series in 6. But this one might be a little different. Heading back to New York for game 3 and 4. And that series will resume game 3 on Monday night. On the other hand, the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes as well, Jamar. They are engaging in a classic thus far and highly competitive Stanley Cup final, with the first 2 games being decided each by 1 goal, with both high-octane offense and intense physicality. Game 3 will take place in this series on Monday night as well, actually, with things shifting to T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Additionally, last Saturday, watching live, I saw yet another classic football matchup in the Champions League final between PSG, which stands for Paris Saint-Germain, versus Arsenal Football Club out of the UK. And what a classic that was as well, as they went past extra time into penalty kicks, in which PSG prevailed 3-2 and now stands as back-to-back Champions League champs. And that is without the likes of French football superstar Kylian Mbappe, Argentinian global football icon Lionel Messi, and Brazilian superstar Neymar, whom all was let go from that team. And then suddenly that team began to click. And now here they are, back-to-back Champions League champs, which is very, very, very unprecedented because it rarely happens in European soccer. And then lastly, we are approaching the final week before the World Cup begins on Thursday, to determine which country will be standing last as the best country for the sport of football, aka what we know in the United States as soccer. And so, introducing my brother from another mother and my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, Brandon, I'm good. NBA Finals pretty well. Stanley Cup Finals pretty good. Like you mentioned, World Cup about to start. I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place, man.
Yes, yes, yes. And I am with you, brother. And so we're going to get our tags in shortly. And so, with that being said, Jamal, let's actually talk about the NBA Finals. And we'll just dive in, just have a conversation because there's obviously a lot to talk about. And so games one, games two, Knicks up 2-0. Most of us thought it would be 1-1, being that we're supposed to be, we've been watching sports a long time. It would make sense it would have been 1-1, but the Knicks, they like street fights. That's what they do, bro. And they like close games. Just talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Knicks up 2-0, bro.
Yeah. I feel like the headline in this final so far is the youth of the Spurs versus the experience of the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go back to game one, how can I put this? I mean, Jalen Brunson got his knee knocked, got his ankle stepped on, left the game, came back and turned into a whole assassin in the fourth quarter. Brunson's been doing his thing in game one. Game two, it was definitely a collective effort for the Knicks. I think Karl Anthony Towns has made his presence felt in this finals a lot more than maybe a lot of people anticipated.
Absolutely.
I mean, heading into the finals, I felt like the Knicks did match up well with the Spurs, just based on their style of play. I mean, you kind of mentioned it a couple of seconds ago, looking for a street fight. I mean, the Knicks are just about as gritty as it gets. How they play, it embodies the city of New York.
Come on, bro. Exactly. Yes.
And there's not too many fan bases in basketball that is hungrier than the New York Knicks as far as, a drought of winning an NBA championship. So the Knicks have come in and, just pretty much at any point of adversity in this series, like the Knicks have found a way to get back in the game and then just take control of the game. Each game, the Spurs, get up double digits in the first half, and then like towards halftime, the Knicks will either like shrink the lead or take the lead or whatever the case may be in the third quarter. In game one, the Spurs went up again, but then, Brunson showed up in the fourth and all of a sudden the momentum changed and the Knicks just carried through that game. This one here, the Knicks was pretty much in control of the second half until, Spurs made that 14-0 run to pretty much tie the game. And then we come down to the final seconds. And of course, the pretty much where, Wemby got the ball and the miscommunication between him and Stephen Castle, where Brunson made the heads-up play of getting the steal, and then Wemby runs into him. Like, I felt for Wemby so bad in that moment. It's just one of those to where that could end up being, the difference in this whole series. Yes, they did get the ball and have a chance to, to take, for the game winner, but I felt like that moment right there, like, became so deflating. It pretty much sucked the air out of the room, and all you hear was Knicks fans cheering, and that could be the vital turning point in this whole series, to where me and you mentioned it in the beginning, like we expected this to be 1-1, not 2-0 Knicks heading back to the Garden at this point, to where, not saying that it's impossible, because it's